Hey guys, this is Rich from Wilderness Vans. Today I'm going to give you a run through of our new build. This is the Munro. This specific one is on a 2020 Ford Transit. It's an all-wheel drive, 148 high roof with the EcoBoost engine in there. And I'm going to show you around. We'll start outside the van because there is quite a few different updates and bits and pieces that we've done to this one. So let's take a look around. Okay. So let's start off on the outside of the van. So first off, this van has a 2.5-inch suspension lift on it, and that's allowed us to fit some bigger tires on here. So we have the BF Goodrich KO2 all-terrain tires in a 265 size, and they're fitted to the factory rims from Ford. And the customer actually opted to get these powder coated, which just really helps the whole van look super stealth. With the color, we really like how it turned out. Moving back from there, we have the running boards. So we have a full-length running board on the passenger side, and then a little short guy just on the driver's door there. And those are from Ford itself. Moving up from there, we have the roof rack. So this is a custom tubular steel roof rack designed in conjunction with the customer so that he got exactly what he wanted out of his roof rack. Up on top there is mounted a 300-watt solar panel. And then moving forward from there, there's 5 8-inch LED pods on the front of the van, which are super bright, really only to be used on off-road lighting. On the driver's side, we have 2 smaller LED pods, and then on the back we have another 2 pods, and those to be used as scene lights for when he's actually out camping, just so it gives him a little bit of light in his campsite. Moving forward from there, we have a custom acrylic wind deflector. This was made in-house by us at Wilderness Vans and CNC cut to fit the shape of the van really nicely. And then moving to this side, we have a Dometic 9500 self-suspending awning. This guy's really nice. It has the wind detection built in, and it also has a nice LED light just to give you a little bit of extra light when it is open. Yeah, there's some few more bits on the back there. We have a bumper and some other stuff, but we're going to get around to that in a second. So let's jump in and take a look inside the van. So we'll start off on the inside of this van with the galley unit. So as with all of our cabinet construction, it's 5/8 Baltic birch, laminated on both sides. The customer chose to go with the owl and the grey combo, which is really nice, super clean, and then the grey tweed on the walls there. So we'll start off on the top, nice big counter. The idea with this van, this is a custom van that was built for a specific customer. And his idea with this van was he wanted to be inside as little as possible. So that's why we have the awning on the outside, and his cooking equipment is all on the outside of the van as well. So that just allows for a much bigger counter unit here, just with a single Dometic sink. So this van has a 12-gallon water tank built into the bed, which is permanent, and that just gives him a bunch of water to use for the sink and for the shower in the back. And then there is a 3-gallon water heater, 3-gallon whale water heater underneath the cabinet here, which just allows him to have hot water on demand kind of thing when he's traveling. But it all runs off the 12-volt pump, just as in all of our vans, so it's plenty powerful enough for you to be kind of doing your washing up, getting a drink of water, etc. As we move down from there, just on the front of the galley here, we have 2 110 plugins, and this van actually has an inverter installed in it, so these are able to be used at all times, not just when on shore power. Moving over, this van has a Webasto gas heater that's installed under the passenger seat. And then he has the Webasto controller here, and then this is a switch for his under cabinet lighting here, just to give him a little bit more light for his prep space. Moving down from there, we have a small drawer with access into the underside of the sink. Moving down, we have a drawer for all his cutlery, stuff like that. And then in the bottom here, we have the grey water tank, which is the standard tank that we use on most of our vans. And then in the back of this drawer is the whale 3-gallon water heater. Super nice unit, it's very small, super compact, and fits in underneath the cabinet there, so he can have hot water on demand, and he's also just got a small bin in there as well. Moving over from there, we have one of our pantry units. So we really try and maximize space as much as we can in the vans, and these pantry units are a really good way of doing that. With this kind of deeper and slightly narrower spot here, it just allows him to be able to store a bunch of different items in here, and you know, it fits away super nice. Really nice and sturdy construction. Then moving over from there, we have just above the fridge here, we have a small extra counter space that just pulls out. It's nice and hidden. With his barbecue on the back of the van, which we'll get to in a bit, he does also have a 2-burner stove that you can bring inside the van if the weather's a little bit iffy. And this just gives him an extra bit of counter space to be able to cook on if he does have his cooker inside the van. Moving down from there, we have a 2.7 cubic feet Norcold unit in this van. It's kind of a small fridge, but the customer didn't really want a bunch of space in the galley taken up by the fridge, so that's why he's opted for this. And this is also mainly going to be used for his food, because underneath this seat in here there is a cooler box. So this is a small fridge. It has a little freezer unit up the top just for making ice and bits and pieces, but enough space for his essentials just to buy fresh groceries and stuff like that, and a few beers. Then moving down from there, we have another deeper, slightly larger drawer just for miscellaneous items, bits and pieces at the moment. And then we'll move over to the cooler box. So this is a seat, but it also has a cooler underneath. So he wanted a little bit more space for drinks, and also the ability to access it from outside as well as inside the van. So we came up with this solution, which is a really nice slide out cooler drawer. And he has a really nice Yeti cooler in here at the moment, which, as I say, can be accessed from outside or inside. So that's really nice for when he's out camping. And then on top here we have a custom piece of upholstery, a little seat cushion, which folds up here and gives you access to these two drawers. So these are built into the bed face. We have super deep drawer, which just gives him loads of space to store stuff. And then below that there is an even deeper drawer for, again, miscellaneous items, bits and pieces that he might not need to access all the time. And that just folds down like that. And then we'll move on to the uppers after that. So as you can see, we have a full bank of uppers on the driver's side. 1, 2, 3 used for storage. So again, using our really nice stays in here with the Blum hinges, all 5/8 Baltic birch, laminated on both sides. So he has his plates and cups and stuff stored in here. And then these two are mainly for clothing, stuff that they'll need at night as they're over the bed. And then moving to the front one here, this contains all of his controls, or most of his controls for the battery unit in this vehicle. So we've got the Victron inverter controller, the battery monitor, and then a bank of fuses in there as well. And this is where he stores his remote for the Dometic 9500 awning that's out the side. Perfect. And we'll move back to the bed. So the customer wanted to sleep front to back in this van. We get a lot of customers asking to sleep side to side to maximize space, but this customer preferred to have more storage underneath the bed and also sleep front to back. So this bed will sleep anyone comfortably up to 6'2". It has a custom made mattress that's fitted to the bed, and then some really nice bedding on top. Super comfortable. We have a bunch of windows in this van as well. We have 2 windows, one in the passenger door and one on this side. And then we have 2 smaller units at the side to create that through that draft when they're sleeping. They can pull the blind up, open the bug screen a little bit and just pop the windows, turn the fan on, and it creates a nice vacuum and sucks air through to keep them nice and cool at night. We have the Max fan 2.8 in there, which is the electric unit, so it has the remote control, opens and closes automatically as you turn the van on and off. And then just in the back there, we also have installed some nice reading lights which are all touch control. All of our switches, for the most part, we have this switch here that controls the under cabinet lighting, but we also have these touch switches on the walls here, and all of these lights are all dimmable. So he can dim them down if he just wants a little bit of light at night, for if he's going to the toilet or whatever. We have a USB plug-in here, the two 110s, and there's also some plug-ins in the back there as well. So yeah, lots of space. Really, if you think about it, lots of space for him to be inside the van if the weather's really nasty. A nice, comfortable bed for him to sleep in, which was his kind of main priority that he wanted, but lots of storage, really usable space. So moving around the back here, this is really the business end of this van. So we have an aluminous rear bumper on here with the dual swing outs. He has the tire swing out, and then this is a custom barbecue box that the customer actually built himself for this van. As I was explaining inside, he wanted to be able to spend as much time outside as possible. So this is a really nice way of doing this. The whole thing just unlatches and then comes out, and it's really nicely positioned so that it locks in place so that he can stand under the awning and still be able to use this barbecue box. So I'll just give you a quick run through. In the top here, he has his propane storage. There's a full bottle and then a space for a smaller extra bottle. In this side, he just has some pots and pans, bits and pieces he's only going to use on the barbecue. Moving down from there, this is probably the best bit. So this is, as you can see, this is a pull-out barbecue unit. Slides all the way out on hinges. And then in the top here, he has a little secret drawer built in for all of his barbecue accessories, his brushes, bits and pieces like that. And that just slides away really nice into there. Locks away. And then moving around this side, if you pull this out, there's a 2-burner propane stove that runs off the same supply as the barbecue. And this, again, all kind of works when he's outside, when he's cooking. It's all underneath the awning and nicely tucked away from the weather. And then this unit actually has 2 lights built into it, one here on the side, one here on the front for when the customer's cooking at night. He wants a little bit of extra light and a little bit of room to see. And these are just controlled by 2 outdoor switches on the side of the unit there. So, we open this guy up. And lock it into place. Tire swing out, same latch on that side. Opens, and that gives us access to the rear of the vehicle. Okay, moving to the back of the van. So, as I said, this was a custom build for a customer of ours, and he's an outdoorsy guy. He's trying to get out as much as possible. His kids have flown the coop, they've got old and left home, and he wants a van that he can get to anywhere and do anything in. So he's into mountain biking, fishing, hunting, hiking, anything he can do outside, he's going to be doing. And that's kind of the idea with this storage area back here. So as you can see, you know, the majority of the back area of the van is taken up with this rear storage area. So we'll start down here. This drawer was intended for his mountain bike. You can fit up to 3 mountain bikes in here, still clear the bed deck. You do have to remove the front wheel and put a fork mount in, but 250-pound heavy duty drawer slides on lockers, so they're not going to move around and shift when he's driving along. So that's a really nice drawer. It's super long. It almost goes the full length of the bed deck, so about 6 foot front to back. A bunch of clothes hooks up to either side just for him to store backpacks, helmets, stuff that he might need access to kind of quickly. Moving over, we have this bank of drawers on this side. So again, these are all on lock-in heavy duty hinges. These are all lined with our coin flooring. So he's able to put wetsuits, wet items in this bottom drawer. Eventually this will be lined completely so that he can put you know, wetsuits and stuff in there. But again, you know, wellies, seats, anything he needs to put in here that he might need quick access to while he's camping, he can throw in there. All 3 of these drawers are the same size. So all of his fishing and hiking equipment is all in this drawer. And then as we move up to the top one, this is kind of his more emergency drawer. So he has chainsaw, any tools that he might need for the van, jumper cables, etc. All that kind of stuff in there. Moving over to this side, we have the 3 light switches. So this one here controls an LED strip that's built in under the bed deck here, just to give him a little bit more light when he's working at night. And this middle one turns on his rear LED scene pods up on the roof rack there. And this last one actually gives him the ability to turn on the lights on the barbecue box. So when he's cooking at night, he can have all the lights on, and he's got a lot of light to see what he's doing. Moving just above that, we have a little hidden compartment. You kind of wouldn't notice if it wasn't there, but this compartment actually runs almost the entire length of the bed deck. So this is for fishing rods, guns, longer, skinnier items that he wants to keep kind of hidden away and to the side. Can all be stored in this compartment here. And then we have a couple of 110 plugins and a double USB and a 12 volt. Again, just for him to be charging stuff when he's on the go, stuff that he doesn't necessarily need access to. If he needs to charge an e-bike, for example, you can do that off the 110, plug it in, have it charging as you're driving down the road, ready for your next ride. And then just moving up to this side, we have his shower. So this is a little 12 volt shower. As within the front, he has a hot water heater, so there's hot and cold running water to this shower. And yeah, pulls out. We do have an attachment that means it can attach onto the door here, and you can actually run a shower curtain around, so you can have a shower after a hard day of mountain biking, hunting, fishing, whatever. But a little trigger on the back just gives the ability to shoot water. And yeah, like I said, hot and cold water in there. And you can also mix it to get the perfect temperature. And then we're gonna take a look in the battery system. So that's why the compartment's open, normally it's shut. Actually, just in front of that is the access to the water tank. So as I said, this has a 12-gallon permanent water tank in the bed deck. And there's a small door at the front there, which you can use to access any of the valves or the plumbing into that water tank. So when the tank needs winterizing, draining for the winter so it doesn't freeze, he can access that really easily by just climbing in and hooking up a hose up to there. And then the battery compartment. So let's take a look inside the battery compartment, because it's a pretty cool system. So moving into the kind of electrical control system in this van, it's pretty intense. It's a full Victron energy system. So there's a 200 amp hour lithium ion battery, the Lynx distributor, and that runs into the Victron inverter that we run in this van. So like I said, he can run 110 at all times. It's not just when he's plugged into shore power, like with some of our previous builds. The Victron Smart Solar Charge Controller. And what we really like about this system is it's mainly controlled by an app on your phone, and then the 2 monitors in the upper compartment that I showed you there before. So super easy control and monitor. And yeah, we're really excited about these systems. We're just kind of moving into using them more and more in our vans, and we think this is kind of the way forward with it. So that's your electronic system. So that completes our video walk around of the new Munro build. We're excited about all of our vans that we build, but we're really excited about this one. The customer's super happy with it. It's exactly what he wanted from us. You know, the ability to go anywhere, do anything, be outside as much as possible, but still have a nice, comfortable living space for when the weather's inclement or for sleeping at night. If you want to check out this van or any of the other vans that we built, go to the website www.wildernessvans.com. Check us out on Instagram @wildernessvans and on Facebook as well. And we look forward to hearing from you soon.